What's up, my people? We are back to another installment of My Therapist Made Me Do This podcast with Mario and Friends. I am, of course, Mario. Now, the fun part about this is I actually have a friend with me, and ironically, his name is Mario too. So, Mario, say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, guys? What's up? Hope everybody's doing good today.
Yeah. So, we'll get into how we met and why he's here momentarily, man. But, man, like I was telling Mario when he came in, like, man, life has been crazy. So all of my listeners that are not affiliated with the military, this is like day like 28 of like the government shutdown. So I just wanted to kind of throw some little, nuances in. So I don't think people that are in the military realize like how that affects us, right? So right now, so Mario, I work in the hospital. I'm a medic, right?
Mhm.
So normally in every clinic, every department, you have like 2, 3 nurses to help like triage sick patients. Like if you call and leave your doctor a message, they'll call them back and get your medications refilled. Right now, we have one nurse
Oh,
in the entire hospital.
in the whole hospital.
In the whole hospital.
Wow.
It's bad. So right now I'm having to do the job of like 3 different people. So I'm normally helping the nurse like call people back, do triage and all those things. So many of us are wearing like the hats of like 2 or 3 different people right now.
Yeah.
So then you factor in like money. Like money is super important. So like it hasn't really hit us just yet. But medical supplies start getting low. We gotta get them from somewhere.
Somehow.
So if we don't have any money to get the resources, bad things start to happen.
Oh yeah.
So it has been a very interesting time. I'm talking about that. So it's been a very interesting time to say the least. So, but nonetheless, we're persevering. We're still trucking. I'm still retiring, and I'm still happy. So this kind of is what it is for me. How's your past week, man, Mario?
Busy, but good. Busy's always good.
Good.
Working, staying out. Nothing complaining. I mean, I had a few little bumps. It's just a part of owning a business.
Yeah.
Little bumps. Pressure washer went out. Had to tell the client, "Hey, I'll be back tomorrow morning."
Oh.
Yeah, mid job. It was such a weird. That whole client's house was like almost like a booby trap. I got there. I got there, then the pressure washer went out. I started using his pressure washer. Then my generator somehow couldn't run his pressure washer. It was so crazy. And then I looked in the car, probably 4 times worse than I expected. I told him, I was like, this is going to be like a 2-day job. So I there for 4 hours one day, came back, knocked it out in 3 hours the next day. But then, I know, we made up for it though. Stayed busy, stayed hustling, and then we made it to Sunday, and that's what matters. Made it to church.
Man, so great transition. I'm glad you said that. So I was at church today, and the guy that came in was a guest preacher, and he started talking about the importance of joy, right? And he said, a lot of times when things are going well, that's when we're like the most happy, right? Typically when things are going horrible, like most people are just like, yeah, everything is hunky dory. But he was like, man, like sometimes you have to find the joy in being in the moment. So instead of like complaining about when things go wrong, you just like, hey, struggling with your bills right now, don't worry, man. Joy's coming in the morning. Like God is gonna give you another opportunity to try to get things right. Just keep believing, keep having faith, man. And I was like, man, that is so true. Because like our first natural instinct when things go bad is to be like, oh my God, like the world is over, like we can't function. But man, just trying to like he gave this whole like synopsis on like neurons and how like saying something negative, like there's a neuron that's wired to other neurons, and like literally you can train your brain into like basically conceiving nothing but negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Like when anytime something happens, Like your instinct is automatically just everything negative. So he was like, the trick is to, you know what I'm saying, start trying to be positive about things. Like, no, you're not gonna go outside and do cartwheels and run up and down because your pressure washer is broke. But you know what I'm saying? This is just a temporary thing. You know what I'm saying? It's something very temporary, and then you go from there. So you start basically essentially trying to speak positive affirmations in your life. And the more positive you are, the more positive your thinking is. And like that is so simple, but it's so true though.
Yeah.
Like man, like that's insane. Like and I'm just saying, like, wow, why did I think of that? Like
it's so simple. You're like, think positive, you'll act positive.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times we don't do it that easy.
No.
But yeah, it's right, and that's so true. It's just your subconscious. That's all it is. So you have your mind, the one that's rational thinking, it's there, and then you feed your subconscious whatever just by accident. So actually myself, I actually just cut out all of my social medias besides like my business one, so I can reach contacts for clients. Yeah. So no Instagram, no TikTok, none of that, no YouTube, not even games on my phone. So I got this little brick and it locks my phone.
Really?
So I can't unlock my phone unless I go to the brick, and right now it's at my house. So
what made you do that?
That exactly that. Like I was on Instagram every day. So obviously, you work all day and then you get home, but I feel like obviously your after hours as a business owner is your very important hours, and I was wasting them. I was just scrolling, and what I was watching was not very beneficial. It's just like jokes, dumb things on Instagram, that kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, there's a reason why I'm not booked out, or there's a reason why I'm not doing what I got to do. So I cut it out. And that's exactly what he was saying. What you feed yourself is what you become. So I was like, all right, if I'm feeding myself all this negative things, I'm being sluggish, I'm in bed, just swiping, then my brain, I'm hardwiring myself to be lazy. So like I cut it out, and I've been trying to do other things, hardwiring, like reading, being joyful, doing gratitudes in the morning, making breakfast. I never make myself breakfast, which is crazy, but like the little things, it makes me want to do more. So like even just like the simple thing, waking up, making your bed really tight, real nice, somehow makes you want to do the rest of the day real tight, real nice, real in order. It's crazy.
Man, have you ever heard, oh my God, I wish I knew this guy's name, but he talks about like winning the day. Like winning starts with like making your bed. It's something like that. He's basically like your first win of the day is when you make your bed. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like the fact that you wake up and before you do anything else, you wanna start off in structure, in organization. Like you want everything to just be not chaotic. That's your first win of the day before you do anything else. And then you go brush your face, watch TV, take a shower, like you iron your clothes, like you want to make sure you're presentable. That's your next one. And he goes on to talk about like how the little wins like eventually help you have a better day and eventually a better life. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's such a noble idea. It's such a noble cause. But man, that's actually really interesting. I don't think so what is this brick thing you're talking about?
So it's literally a brick, probably this big.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can see it's like this big.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the size of like a 2x2 little piece of wood. And basically it has an app. You set it up in the app. It's like you choose what you don't want while you click the brick. So then you open your phone, you have to go to the app to unlock it. And then you hit lock your phone. And then you tap your phone against the brick, kind of like a tap to pay.
Yeah.
And it'll lock it. And then the thing is, it'll lock all those apps until you go in and hit unlock my phone. And then you have to go actually to the physical brick and tap your phone against it.
Oh, so it's a lot of effort to like.
So that's why they did it. They made it so it was effort. So basically, the brains behind it is we subconsciously get distracted because we're so used to just swiping, clicking Instagram, and then once you're there, you start swiping, right?
Yeah.
So it's like now you have to think, okay, I gotta open Instagram. Oh, it's locked. Now I gotta get up, go find the brick, open the app, click the brick, and then my Instagram's unlocked.
Wow.
So it makes you think about it instead of you're not accidentally just not thinking, open Instagram, you start swiping for like 5 minutes, and then you're like, why did I even open Instagram?
Yeah.
So it makes you think about it. And then since I haven't even unlocked my phone, actually, since I got the brick, so I can check it right here. So it tells me how long I've been bricked. I've been brick for 214 hours. So I haven't even.
Real.
Yeah. So I haven't been on Instagram or TikTok or any YouTube or any of my games on my phone. So my phone's basically useless. That's why it's called a brick, because it makes your phone like this useless.
Yeah, it's just a
Little brick.
paperweight at this point.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. And once I figured out that I could manage my business through where Facebook and Instagram link, and I didn't actually need them separate, and that one doesn't allow me to scroll, I was like, all right, no more excuses.
Man. All right. So this is actually a great transition to talk about how I met Mario. So I think I did tell everybody what happened to my truck, right? My old truck. I always have this running joke about how I drove my truck till the wheels fell off, and literally I drove my truck till the wheels fell off. Maybe I didn't tell everybody about it. I don't know. But if you didn't hear about it, I'm gonna give you the quick story. All right. So I went through like this super I'm the world's greatest mechanic mode a couple months ago. So my dad is a mechanic for everybody who doesn't know. So my dad is a mechanic. We're gonna interview him. He's on the visit. But I needed brakes on my truck, and I'm like, all right, man. And he's like, man, you can actually do them yourself. So I'm like, man, my dad tell me I can do something. I'm doing it. So I studied a bunch of YouTube videos, and I was like, all right, got some tips and tricks. Boom, go to AutoZone, walk in there like I'm like mechanic to the university. Yeah, I need 2 rear brake shoes. I need a drum. I'm ordering all the things. So I go, man, this was over our anniversary weekend, which is like so funny now. But it's over our anniversary weekend. So it took me like 2 days, like probably like 14 hours to do my brakes total. I just started them really late. So brakes worked fine. Like everything, I'm driving around doing the things. So I had a basketball tournament over that weekend. I'm doing like 80 miles an hour, like going to the school, just normal day in Mario's life. So I drive back and I'm texting my wife and I'm like, hey, man, this is so crazy. Oh, don't text and drive, by the way. But so texting my wife, I'm like, babe, listen, when I'm driving, it feels like the car's rumbling. But like when I put my foot on the gas, it goes away. So I started driving faster. So I was like, well, I don't want the car to rumble, so I'm gonna keep going. I make it almost home. I'm on the phone with our head coach because he was out that weekend, so I was coaching that weekend. So I'm telling him about the games. Next thing you know, all I hear is poof, poof. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I look in the side mirrors. There's sparks flying. I didn't even see the wheel come off, but I saw the brake drum come off, and I see it go over to a ditch, and then I'm watching my tire. Like literally, I've never seen a tire jump to top, but this tire like bounces in the air, and then there's this car coming. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the scene from Final Destination. Misses the car, thank God, goes into a ditch, right? So I'm sliding, trying to control the car because I don't want to run into anybody. So I end up just kind of quote unquote safely sliding onto the side of the road. Total grace of God. So nonetheless, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that happened that we'll get into that later. Truck gone. So me and my wife have been like carpooling for the past couple of weeks. And I finally decided on the car, got a new truck. Everybody's happy. So the truck came from Alabama. So I got it shipped here. And man, so I drove to Vegas that first weekend I got the truck. So I was like, man, we got a basketball tournament in Vegas. I got a brand new truck. I haven't had a new truck in 16 years. Let me go break it in. So drive to Vegas, man, Mario, smoothest ride I ever had in my life. I was like, man, I was like, I'm on cloud nine.
You felt the difference, huh?
Oh my God. I was like, this is what regular people's life is like now. It's crazy. So come back and I'm like, man, I just need a really good detail on my car, man, just to kind of wash Vegas off, getting ready to go back to work. I just want to, get my car clean.
Yeah, brand new car, you gotta get it clean.
So man, I'm gonna tell you, like, and we talked about this, and I was like, man, like, I truly believe that everything you do in life happens for a reason. Like, now I started Google searching car details. So I was like, man, I always try to go to people I know first. And I'm like, do I know anybody that does car detailing? So I'm texting my friends, like, man, y'all know anybody that do car detailing around here? Like, nah, don't know anybody specifically. Normally everybody just takes their car to the car wash. And I'm like, I ain't doing that. Not yet. Like
Not yet.
You ain't world. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say that because the car detailer is really right next to me. But so I'm searching and I find Mario. So it's a deep scrub, and I'm like, there was something about man. So presentation is very important. Let me tell y'all that, and I'm working on that as a podcaster, even after 4 years. But like, he had this video where he was he had like the little brush out and he's like scrubbing like in between everything. And there was something about the attention to detail that I just appreciated. I was like, man, let me hit this guy. I mean, he had like a little promo, like you book this day, you get I forgot what it was,
The ceramic
coat. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not a little bad, let me see. So call him, we set everything up. He comes here. Him and Gio, shout out to Gio.
Yeah.
We like Gio. Gio, I got.
Gio's the GOAT.
Gio is the GOAT. Gio is the GOAT.
Yeah.
And man, so he comes out, I come outside, we're just small talking. Man, I don't remember how long we started talking, but literally the entire time Gio the GOAT, that's the whole time Gio the GOAT is watching the car. Me and Mario are having this conversation about life, religion, everything. I mean, just good, rare conversations you get to have with people. And even that, if you know me, you know I love conversations with strangers anyway. So as we're talking, Mario tells me that he is 18 years old. And when I tell you, I was like, there ain't no way. Like, there ain't no way that somebody is this smart and has this much intelligence at 18 years old. But he right here. So I'm telling y'all. So man, 18-year-old entrepreneur, man. So I'm just going to introduce you to the world. Is it, how do you pronounce your last name?
Navarez?
Navarez.
Yeah.
Mario Navarez the third. He said the third. Owner, entrepreneur of Deep Scrub Auto Detailing. How's life, man?
Amazing. I'm blessed. I can't take any of the glory for it. I always give it to God. I try my best. I'm young, so sometimes I'm like, oh, I did that. At the end of the day, I did not do that.
Yeah.
It was all God.
Yeah.
But life is good. It's nice knowing that I get kind of like this free edge. That's kind of what I like about it. The whole thing, like the whole thing I was pursuing, doing it, starting it, chasing any kind of dream that I was doing. Once I my brain kind of actually clicked.
Yeah.
I was like, it'd be nice to have freedom.
Yeah.
That was it. And now that I have it, it's long days, long hours, but the freedom, it's here, it's coming, and it's nice. I love life. It's amazing.
Man, that's dope. Now, this is my favorite part about our whole conversation. Not that the rest of the conversation was bad, but this is my favorite part. Mario, can you tell everybody how you started your business at the age of 17, right?
I started it technically at 16, but it was like a month of me being 16, so technically 17. Yeah. So basically, I had to get a job. That's kind of how it went, and the first thing that came in mind was apply. I don't feel like I'm worth that. And then it's actually kind of crazy. I don't know if I told you, but I applied for Quick Trip, and they quick. And I heard, I was like, yeah, you can get up there pretty quick, make some good money with Quick Trip. I was like, all right, cool. I applied. They actually asked me for an interview. I missed it. I didn't see that they sent me that email. And in the midst of nobody texting me back is when I started doing my own businesses. So before the detailing, I actually did a flower business. I would make big bouquets. And
really?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me this part.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I didn't really like doing that. It was just kind of like, it got me money. And I got good at it because I would make my girlfriend flowers. And I was like, I can make money doing this. So I did that for a little bit. And then I cut it off. I was tired of it. And I started the detailing. And basically, the detailing went with me having to give up school. So it wasn't like give up, but it was like sacrifice, right? That's what I was telling you. So I didn't go in person for senior year. I went online and was grinding out my classes kind of. And then I was doing the business and, just slowly every day getting mentors and mentorship. I mean, honestly, if any of you guys don't have a mentor, I 100% recommend you get one. Your mentors are your most important people in your life, other than God. But my mentors, they kind of held me the whole way through, and then it blew up. Business was started booming. I was detailing out of my Chevy, and then I was like, man, I was not making good money. I think I was doing it for 8 months, maybe. Not good money. It was like this was not gonna get me by in life. So I told myself I'm sitting at the bank with my grandma. Did I tell you about this part? So I'm sitting at the bank with my grandma, and I'm basically down like $8,000
Oh yeah.
to get
Yeah, I
get
love this
to get a van, right? So or a van, a truck, whatever, something to get me fully mobile. And mind you, I'm only making like 2K a month, and I gave myself 2-3 months to go get 8K.
legally.
Of course, with the business, you know. But so I gave myself that time frame, and anybody just looking at the numbers, you're like, man, that's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way you're gonna almost double your income and bring home a van, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there at the bank, and I told my grandma, I'm gonna get this van by then. If I don't, I'm going to trade school. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'll go to trade school. I'll be doing the school, and I'll have this on the side. But that's just how life is gonna be if I don't get this. Long story short, one of my videos went viral on Instagram, over 1 million views. Booked out my weeks, and I started getting more and more clients. People started recognizing my work, and what happened was I got the van. So yeah, it's like super short. Long story short, I got the van, and once I got the van, and I just started kept going, and working, and now I'm just finally in a place where I felt comfortable. I mean, after a lot of pushing from my mentor. Shout out to my mentor.
That's a good mentor.
Yeah, he's in Florida. He's a great guy. His name is Eric. Shout out Eric and his wife. They both helped. Basically, they pushed me, and they were like, Mario, if you don't hire somebody right now, you're gonna get so busy, and you're not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
He told me that, and I was, mind you, I was not even busy myself before he started pushing me like this.
Yeah.
And he was like, Mario, post it now. I waited a month. And then and then what happened? He gave me what I needed, but I needed to hire first. And he was not lying. The busiest I had ever been, I think I was pulling 10, 12-hour days every day, besides Sunday.
Wow.
Right. And then I pick up Geo to go.
Geo to go.
And now it's just less timely days.
Yeah.
Work is still good. Quality's still there.
Yeah.
And now I'm team building. So now it's good, you know, life is good. And that's kind of just how it started, you know, started with giving up a lot of things. School, friends, habits.
I was going to ask you that. So I was like, let's put a pin on this before I transition. Yeah. Leaving school your senior year, essentially.
Yeah.
You did everything online. Now, senior year's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you got going on, there's your prom, there's your homecoming, there's football games, soccer match. Like there are all the things that we kind of consider. And me coaching basketball at the high school, you see oh my God, every week they just had a color run this weekend. All the seniors get together and do the things. So how did you handle, or was it difficult transitioning from I have to do this for my business to chase my passion versus, man, like I'm about to give up a whole bunch of stuff. Like if I just go to one party then I can do this. So what was the internal conflict, if any, with doing it?
So the biggest thing which a lot of people struggle with is the fear of regret. So obviously, and I'm talking my mom, my dad, my sister, my friends, my girlfriend's family, they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
These are the memories I wish I didn't let go of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, talking to my sister's brother, he's like, dude, you probably gonna regret it. You're probably gonna regret it. I missed my senior year of high school. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then my friends are all like, Mario, what are you doing? Like, what about us? We could be doing all this stuff. We could be partying. We could be hanging out. Making basically at the end of the day, it's memories, right?
That's it.
So my biggest conflict with doing it was the fear of regret. And I'm so glad that I didn't let it overcome me, because one of the biggest things that stop people from chasing their dreams is that fear,
Mm-hmm.
So that was my biggest internal conflict. It was the fear of regret. Will I make it? Will it be worth it? Will the memories actually be that missing in my life? Or will I make it out? Will I not regret it? Will it be something I'm happy that I did?
Yeah.
So now speaking, obviously, I can say I'm glad I took that risk.
Yeah.
Because it's not that I don't regret it, but obviously sometimes I do sit and I'm like, I cannot tell my kids when I have kids what senior year of high school is like.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't really take it. I was online, you know, and it's not like I didn't like cut off everybody. I kept like one friend, two friends, you know, but I you know, going from
Not everybody, but like Tuesday.
yeah, not everybody went, but I cut off 300 people from my Instagram, so it kind of went like that, you know, and it was just the idea that you're all in or you're all out. That's it. So it was, it's either I'm all in, I get this business going, I'm good, or I try playing two step and I get caught up in one, it messes up the other.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like if I would have kept the partying life, if I would have kept all the bad influences and friends, how could that have affected the reason why I left, which was to build the business?
Yeah.
So for me, like as I'm building the business, and it's, mind you, super slow. Like that fear of regret, it just keeps hitting and hitting and hitting, and I'm just like, I remember there was actually a point where I literally told my mom, I was like, I think I'm gonna just go get a job. Right? I was like, I'm not. This isn't enough.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I think I'm gonna just go get a job. Nah, did not do it. That's kind of how I went. I was like, nah, not for me. Like, I just kind of like being free. So I was like, no, that's not it. But friends gone, party's gone, memories gone, and you're just there, you know, slow work, and you're just like, that's when that regret starts to hit, you know, the fall right before the wind. You know, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, man, I really have not gotten to where I thought I'd be, right? And this is pre blowing up on Instagram and then getting like the appreciation and everything. People are like, wow, he actually does good work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it was, and I was just like, that's when it hit. I'm just like, I didn't do what I said I was gonna do, right? And then now I'm like doubling back on what everybody was saying. I was like, yeah, I could have these memories because obviously this isn't working. And then I remember telling everybody, I'm like, maybe we can hang out. You know, like I was like thinking about it. Like there was like, you know, these little parties. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could just go. And obviously I wouldn't hop on the train that I was on before, but it's just okay. It might not hurt going to see these friends, right? But then like you kind of just sit there and you're like, I just got away from it. And there's a reason why I got away from it. Why would I go back? You know. So like so I didn't end up going to the parties, and it's just, you're right. Like it's that internal conflict was just that fear, regret, and it just sat with me the whole way until the business started working. But the main thing that got me out of that was realizing that it wasn't the end. You know, there was a reason why, like, and anybody will say this, like, God gave you that dream, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's in your heart.
Yeah.
And I knew somehow, like, I've always known, like, I was gonna hustle and I was gonna make something of myself, you know?
Yeah.
I knew me going and putting on a QT uniform was not the life that I was meant to live. And obviously going online for school was not what I wanted. You know, if you know, it's just, school was never my thing. I mean, I was a scholar, mind you. I sit at AB student. I'm a good kid, and I got like a 4.2 weighted GPA. Like, I'm pretty smart.
Yeah.
But school just wasn't my thing. I just didn't like doing school. But
a 4.2 GPA student telling y'all that school wasn't his thing. Hey, absolutely hilarious.
You get the work done, you do it good, and you get good grades. That's kind of how it went. It doesn't mean you liked it. It just meant that
that's the blueprint to high school.
Yeah.
Just get it over with, do it right the first time, get the grades.
At this point, though, it's at high school. You're just like, just turn in the assignment, and you might pass.
Yep.
And it's kind of mind shocking how people don't graduate now, but you know, I don't blame them. I mean, if you have to try to not graduate, so at least there are efforts in something.
Especially nowadays, man, it is. High school is set up for you to pass.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a 4.2, like you can almost just show up and graduate. Like, it's crazy, man. So, Deep Scrub Auto Detailing, where did that name come from? How did you formulate that name?
How did I get the name? Honestly, I don't remember fully. It just kind of came. I think it came to me one day because I was just thinking, I was like, okay, deep clean, scrub down. I was like, I think it just kind of clicked like that. Like, I think I was just putting together like packages. Well, I already had the name, so like I just like I already had like names in mind, and then like I think I like, oops, sorry,
you good?
I think I just like mixed two words on accident, and it was like deep scrub. Ooh, that's good because
Yeah.
it's like you're actually deep scrubbing the plastics.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I wanted to be different. I wanted to be unique because I could have went Mario's Mobile Detail, like everybody else,
Throw a name in front of it.
Exactly, and I was like, nah, that's too easy.
Yeah.
I was like, and then deep scrub all the detailing hit, and I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And then I looked it up, see if anybody had it. Only one other person had it for a detailing company that I found online, and he was not even here. He was in Tennessee or something. So I was like, all right, it's my name here. So
on the other side of the world.
Yeah. So I was like, it's my name here. That's kind of how the name came about. It's not I wish it was a cool story,
No.
But it just kind of happened, like deep scrub, put the words together, like a puzzle.
That's kind of so. I want to throw this out there too because even when I was coming up with names for the podcast, I did the exact same thing. I started Googling. My therapist made me do this podcast. And I started seeing all right, when I type this in, what else shows up? I went on iTunes. I was just went on YouTube. All right, so I don't see anybody with my therapist made me do this podcast. So it was my therapist told me to talk about this. So I was like, man, so that is super important when it comes to branding people. If it's not easy to find who you are, then it's kind of difficult to expand your reach.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same as club. Now, business kicks off. Like you said, when you first started off, business was slow. So, do you remember who your first customer was?
Yes, I do.
Who was it?
My friend. Okay, family? I'll skip off of my family. They don't count. They
better
yeah.
A little bit.
First real client is actually my girlfriend's Thea. Shout out to her. So technically family, not really because she's not immediate, but we're family. I consider her family. But when it's like that, she's not just doing it to help me. She actually really needed a car detail. So I get there. She was awesome about it. And I remember that, no, actually it's crazy. The first week I detailed, I made so much money. I thought it was going to be like that. And I was like, oh my God, I just found a get rich quick screen. No, not at all. Yeah. That first week I banked out. And then after that, it was where did everybody go? So I remember my first client was her. And I did a deep clean on her car. I think I was there for 8 hours. I had I kind of had no idea what I was doing.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my first real client was her neighbor who saw me detailing, pulled up on me, and was like, hey, I need you to wash the outside of my car, please. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. I went and did it the next day. It took me 2.5 hours to clean the outside of his car.
Mm.
And I remember he was so happy. This is my first real client. He's he's stoked. He's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen my truck this brand new. I've never seen it this clean. And mind you, this is the only cars that I've done before that is my own, my sister's, my mom's, my dad's. Yeah. So they're biased.
Yeah.
But this guy, he can't be biased.
This is uninterested third party.
Right.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember his name is Jeff. He's actually one of my maintenance clients still to this day. Wow. So I text him every now and then. I've probably been doing his car every month. Yeah. So I'll text him and be like, hey Jeff, it's that time. Yeah. You're like, all right, come at this time. And I'm there. And now I'm doing the inside and out of his car in an hour and a half because I know how to move. Yeah. So it went from 2 hours, just the outside of the car, to an hour and a half. I'm knocking out inside and out, and the quality's way better.
I can co-sign this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but my gosh, I'm going to throw this out here. So if she ever sees this, she can laugh about it because the car is not hers anymore. She has a new car. Basically, I finished the car. She brings food. Filiberto's. I remember. She got me fries and tacos and a drink. I was out there for 8 hours.
Filiberto's. That's a story for another time. Good.
Okay. And then I get the blue Gatorade, knocked it over, and in the car when I'm done. I literally looked at it in the carpets. I was like, there's no way I just did this whole car and spilled blue Gatorade in the car.
Keep your joy, Mario. Keep your joy.
Right. And I remember I was so mad that day. I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I need to go home and I just spilled Gatorade. I pulled the mat out. I just flushed it out real quick. And then I dried it up and put it back. And I never told her I spilled that Gatorade. I remember sitting in her house because she wanted me to eat inside. I'm just eating. I'm just thinking, I'm like, do I tell her that I spilled Gatorade in her car?
Where's your blue Gatorade, Mario?
I had no, and the thing is, I walked in with no cup because I just threw it away. So it would have been like if she would have asked, I would have been done. And it was such an experience, the first one. But yeah, I remember my first client. She's amazing. And then I remember like I basically remember my first week of clients. Like those are my go-to people, and they're all people that were like family, friends, or all just wanting to help out. Kind of, they're like, okay, we want to help you get started. We heard you're doing detailing. You're cheap, so let's do it. And so yeah, that's kind of like how that first week went. It was good.
Man, so how do you handle like customer feedback and those kind of things? Like have you ever? I can say this because I know the kind of work that you put into cars. But have you ever like did work on the car and somebody just like didn't give you what the response you felt like you know what I'm saying? Like you're like, man, all right, boom, just another day, knocked out the car. And you're like, nah. You ever had that before?
It's you would think it doesn't happen that often. It happens a lot.
Really?
So actually, yeah. So before Geo, I'm just bouncing around with people because I'm working all day, and I'm like, I just need a partner to get through the day.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about hiring. I was just like, I just need somebody to help me out. So, but the thing was, sometimes you bring the wrong people, and in the detailing world, it's not that they're bad at detailing; it's just they're not as detailed as you.
Yeah.
So then it's not that they're bad; they do good work, but they're not your level.
Yeah.
So people are expecting this, but they get a little bit of this, you know? And basically, I had a client. Think of your truck, brand new, basically nothing there.
Yeah.
There's just maybe one thing that bothers you.
Yeah.
And he told me, I spilled hot sauce on the door right here. Can you clean it? And in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. I let my partner do the inside, and I was like, this is the only thing that bothers him.
Yeah.
I didn't check the inside. I was like, I trust him. He knocked it out. It's a brand new car. There's no way he missed the one spot.
Yeah.
I'm driving home. Ring, 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 ring. I was like, okay. Why is he calling? Maybe I moved his garage opener. He's still at the office that I did it at. He's like, the hot sauce is still there.
Oh, no way.
And I've done his car plenty of times before. So his other car, he got into an accident, so he got a new car. He's like, how did you miss the hot sauce? He was like, can you just come back and wipe it?
Wow.
You know? And when you're a service-based business, you're kind of like, nah, I don't want to go back out there.
Things are terrible. Like you never want to go back.
Yeah. So that's how I handled it. I was like, in PJs and a white tee. I'm comfy. I'm all, and I come back. And I wipe it. It took me 2 seconds to clean it. Literally, like think about that. Like 2 seconds. And then there was another time where I did it with a partner, and we missed the back window.
Mm-hmm.
And the client calls. He's like, by the way, he didn't pay me yet. I left without getting payment because he's a firefighter. I was like, he's not gonna run my pockets. No way.
Mario, that don't mean nothing. But anyway, we'll talk about that.
Well, the thing is, I knew what fire station he was at, so it wasn't like if he would have ran my pockets, I know where he was at, and I'm sure the captain would have made him pay me.
Yeah,
you know.
Fair.
So we leave. This was like a $500 job.
Okay.
So I'm waiting on payment, and he gets back to the station. He's like, "There's like, think of a streak like maybe this big on the glass."
Okay.
He's like, "Can you come back and wipe this? I'll pay you in the morning." I was like, yeah, I could come back in the morning. It's gonna be at like 5, 6 in the morning if you're gonna be there. He's like, yeah, I'll be there. I have to leave by 6:30.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. Then same thing, come back. This is how I handle it. I'll always come back if a client needs me, just because that's how I do my business. And the thing is, it's either I'm coming back or I'm sending them a discount.
Yeah.
That one of the two.
Yeah.
And it depends what client they are. So this guy obviously hadn't paid me yet. So I was like, all right, I'll go back. I went back, grabbed a step stool, wiped it, and left. Then he sent the money. So it's super weird. Like, yeah, I get it all. But it's always the minor detailed things, right? That people are like, can you come back? And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, you know how easy it is to clean that? Like for them to just grab the rag and wipe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super simple. But a lot of these clients, they're always like, come back, please. We don't want to do it.
You to do it.
Exactly.
See, and that's what made me, because I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody use like, I'm gonna call them paint brushes, but I know that's not what they are.
Yeah.
Like you were like cleaning this cup holder, and I was like, I ain't never seen nobody do it before. And I mean, you just like everything was very like meticulous, and I was like, man, like to me, that's even in a little Instagram. I was like, man, like that says a lot though. And so then I start scrolling through, and I'm like watching you working on some nice cars that make me feel real poor when I was looking at them. I'm like, man, if somebody's trusting this man to clean their Porsche, or you know what I'm saying, like they super fly or whatever, I'm like, oh nah, man, like that, you ain't just gonna let anybody touch a Porsche. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? So that attention to detail is important. And I'm gonna tell you something crazy. I was gonna tell you this after we ended, but I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm gonna tell you how much your influence is. So, and I might have pissed my neighbors off. So I don't know if you remember when y'all were at my house, there was one of my neighbors walked over
Right.
and said, "Hey, how much do you charge for a car wash?"
Yes, I remember
And he
now.
told me, he was like, "Well, how about I give you half?" And then so we had that whole interaction. 2 days ago, I come in the house from work. As soon as I close the doorbell rings. Mario, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I come home from work and I close the door and somebody like literally, I'm like, as soon as I'm not even taking my shoes off yet.
Really?
And I was like, what the heck? I open the door. It's my neighbor. He don't listen to the podcast nowhere, but
No more.
so he goes, "Hey, I got a question for you." I said, "Yeah, what's up?" He said, "So I remember seeing the guy wash your car," and I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "So my dad told me, I told him I wanted to start my own detailing business." I'm like, "Oh, that's from seeing my guy doing it? Oh, that's dope."
Mhm.
So he goes, "Yeah." So he says, all I gotta do is raise the money, you know what I'm saying? And he'll help pay for the pressure washer and all that stuff. Now, mind you, Mario, he just pulled up. He was in the driveway with a bike.
Oh,
He have that now. So I was like, well, how much money you gotta raise, man? And he goes, oh, he just said I just gotta make $100. And I was like, okay, bet. All right, well, how much you gonna charge me to wash my car? He was like, $100. And I was like, all right, bro. So I said, so man, don't take this the wrong way. I said, but I'm kind of a creature of habit. So I was like, Mario's kind of my guy. So that's like once you do good work with me, like we locked there forever. Like I'm
right.
just like,
It's like your barber. You don't cheat on your barber.
yeah, exactly. So like I ain't wanna I kind of told the white lie. I was like, yeah, well, I got him locked in for the next like couple of washes, man. I got a little subscription going, so I don't wanna jump in. So I don't want to pull up and see you washing my car, and then, you know what I'm saying? I said, but no offense, like
Yeah.
he's a professional detailer. So I said, however, say, man, if you look around the neighborhood, tons of work trucks, people that I know just come home, go in the house. I said, man, I would probably just go around the neighborhood, and you could actually probably make some decent coin just hitting the people around the street. He goes, okay. Went in the house, never came back.
No way.
No way. I was like, wait, I just gave you
He just told you exactly how to do it. He didn't do it.
I just gave you the blueprint. What I wanted to do. And I was like, man, bro. So literally, I'm outside the next day. I'm always outside on the porch smoking a cigar. So I'm trying to see, and I'm counting cars. And I'm
Right.
like, there's like 6 cars. I told myself my neighbor has 4 cars. I said, man, like they're all college students, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure if you went over there and said, hey, maybe not $100 for you right now.
Yeah.
But if you kind of say, hey, I wash all your cars, $25 a piece, just to kind of, get your feet wet.
Yeah.
That'll work. And he just said, okay. And then went in the house, and I have literally not seen him come outside.
That's crazy.
I was like, man, I just gave the song. But it's like, man, it was such a friendly reminder. Well, it was funny because I was like, man, like the conversation we were having about like expanding your business and stuff. And I was like, man, it's such a subtle reminder that you never know like who's watching you or what you're doing. But also it's levels to this too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't pull up on a bike. And mind you, I ain't even this kind of guy, Mario. I ain't had a brand new car in 16, 17 years. I'm like, you ain't about to watch my new truck. Nah,
Yeah.
my man got tools, supply. Like, nah, and you just pull up on a bike. I don't even know what you're going. Are you using my water hose? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's levels to this, man. Like, you can't just jump out the water and you ain't got all the stuff. But anyway, I don't know why I said all that, but I just made it a point to tell you that. But what I was going to ask you, ever since I looked you up on Instagram, you know how social media works. I can probably jump on my Instagram right now, and I promise I do like this. there'll be like 7 of those 10 posts will be from an auto detail.
Yeah.
So how are your peers? Like how are they? Like I seen videos before where you washing car. That's like look like detailers were coming over. They're like, man, this is a nice setup, man.
Yeah.
You might check it out. So is everybody pretty friendly like that, or do you kind of get shades from people, or
Yeah. It's like any industry. So
yeah,
there's the people that hate you, there's
Mhm.
people that like you, and there's the people that want your business. So we'll start with the want your business one.
Yeah.
And I didn't really care. He's a 12-year-old, and I found that out by finding his socials and stuff. So he was on my ads, and he's hitting up all my clients that are on my ad. They're like texting me. They're like, hey, how much for this? How much for that? And I mind you, I'm busy, so it's not like I can get back to them. This kid commented 10, 15 comments to my clients saying, "Oh, I do that. Here's my number
on your
on my post, so I can see it literally." Like I see, he's like poaching. He's client poaching.
Yeah.
So this is one of those kids, and he's on his personal account. So I'm like, okay, nobody's gonna DM you through this account because you have no detail work, right? Then I found his detailing account, and then I found his baseball account. So they all linked, and I was like, and that's when I found out he was 12. It was like 12U baseball. I was like, oh my god, I can't even be mad at this kid, right?
Yeah.
But the thing was, I texted him. I'm like, hey, bro, no disrespect, I'm gonna need you to get out of my comment section. That's not right. You know, I was like, you can learn how to run ads and run ads.
You messing with how I feed my family now.
Exactly. And I got hit with the, what do you mean? I'm not even doing nothing. And he deletes all his comments. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I let it slide. So there's those kind of people, the client poachers.
Yeah.
Right? And I get it all the time. People, especially when like you miss some DM and it's like a day, 2 days, don't message somebody else will jump on. Right?
Wow.
So there's the client poachers, and then there's the cool detailers. And actually, I put myself in a position where I'm not really competing with people. I find everybody more as like partners. We could be business partners. We can work together. We could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all the people that I text, and mind you, I text a lot of detailers. Like it's kind of crazy because you would think in your area you don't talk to those detailers. I'll see them on the road, and we'll know each other, and I'll honk at them. And like, so like I like building like relationships because we could be business partners in the future, that kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
So there's those detailers, and I feel like that's my main thing. I tell if I see a detailer on the road or right next to my house, I'll pull up on him, and I'll be like, "Yo, what's up, bro? I detail too. What's your Instagram? I'll follow you." And I don't care if he's big, small, whatever. I'll shoot him a follow, and I'll be like, "You ever need anything? Let me know." Yeah. Right? So there's a guy who runs my neighborhood, and it's crazy. I pulled up on him one time.
Wait, there's an auto detailer guy that kind of he's like y'all's neighborhood guy.
He runs my neighborhood. He's the guy he's the one that's stealing all the Bugattis, McLarens, Porsches, Lambos, Corvettes in my neighborhood. Oh. So yeah, he's that guy. And I found that out later. And I always seen him around, but I never.
Put you on our neighborhood. You about to be our guy. No, man, come holler at my guy, man. No.
Yeah. So basically, I seen him in my neighborhood, and my van was in the shop because I got rear-ended. Yeah. So it's in the shop getting paint. I pull up in my Chevy, and I pull up, and he comes. He's like, "You need a detail?" I'm like, "Nah." I was like, I'm actually a detailer.
Big dog.
Right. But the thing is, it's funny because people are so quick to look at that guy in the neighborhood and be like, oh my God, he's competition. I don't even want to talk to him. I just need to get him out. Yeah. Right? That's how a lot of people react. I pull up on him. I'm like, dude, this is cool. I'm going to follow you. I was like, if you ever need help and you're in the neighborhood, just let me know. I'm probably here.
Yeah.
And whatever. I follow him. Now we text every now and then. And we're like, hey, that's a dope car. That's a good job, you know? And I'm like, hey, what'd you use for this? I like how that looks, you know? Like, now it's like we're shooting information with each other. And the thing is, I could have been the kid that was like, man, get out my neighborhood. And the thing is, he's there every day. I've seen him like going out of the gate. He's going in the gate, and we'll wave at each other. Be like, hey, what's up, bro? And it's up because I wish I was in my neighborhood. But, you know, like I was like,
easy thing to hit the car the same time.
Yeah, and the thing is, every time he goes in the neighborhood, I'll check his I have my Instagram was on black. I'll check his story. Raptor Shelby, Lamborghini, McLaren, and I'm like, wow, all right, he got the cool cars.
Yeah.
So and then there's those people, but it's nice, you know. Like I'm like, okay, he's in my neighborhood. I know he does good work. I'm not even gonna bash him. I was like, I'll go support him. You know, that's the right way to do it. I feel like, especially with like this industry, like why hate somebody? You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know. And then there's literally the people you just can't stand.
So do you have those people?
Yeah. Yeah, not me holding a grudge on them, but they just can't stand us. They're the people that are like, well, if you're being friends with these details, you're never gonna make it to the top. And I'm like, okay, why? What makes you think that I'm not gonna climb the ladder if I'm friends with the people on the top of the ladder? Right. You would think if you're friends with everybody on the ladder, it's easier to make your way up because you know everybody on the ladder, right? But there's those detailers that they're like, nah, those are competition. You need to get them out of your area. You need to kick them out of your neighborhood. You need to mess with them so they don't come back. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Yeah. So those are the main three people, the ones that don't like nobody, that all for themselves. They think they know it all. They won't take any criticism. Their method is the method. That's it. And then there's the detailers that'll give you all the sauce that are super cool. You can text back and forth, and there's no issues. And eventually in the future, you're going to be partnering, doing collabs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then there's the client poachers. And the client poachers are the worst. I hate, and I'm sure any industry could tell you, like, whether it's tinning, detailing, solar, the poachers are the worst clients because they're like, well, I know he's charging this much, so I'll poach his client and tell him I'll do it for cheaper. That's how most of them work. So, and it's happened. I've watched the guy go and do a car that I've done before because he was cheaper. And I'm like, okay, cool. I wonder if he gives cheaper results, but it's not, but that's just the three people. So yeah, you deal with it all the time, but it's just kind of like how you take it, I mean, for me, it's just, I'd rather help build detailers up to the top. Yeah. Right. And thing is, if they knock me down, I help them knock me down, which means that I can probably get back up if I figure out why I got knocked down. Exactly. Or I could just be the guy that doesn't help nobody. And the thing is, I get a lot of calls, messages, videos, anything of detailers, and they'll be like, hey man, you inspired me. Right? Yeah, that's when you're doing it right. Right, right. And the thing is, there's the people that get those messages and they're just like brushing it off. They're like, all right, whatever. The craziest call I ever got was a guy literally, I've never gotten a phone call like somebody saying that. You normally get text messages. This guy calls me. He's not even from Arizona. He's from like Utah, something like that. He calls me midday. He's like, is this Mario? Mind you, who does that? From an unknown number, and from a, right? And he was super low tone. He was like, is this Mario? I'm like, okay. You're looking around, like, hold on. And I'm on the kitchen table, so like I'm like kind of like just sitting there, and then he's like, and I'm like, all right, what the heck? I was like, yeah, this is okay. I was very unprofessional. I barely started doing that. Hey, this is Mario. Like, so he didn't even know it was me. I'm just like, hello. And then he's like, man, I just wanted to give you a call and tell you, you inspired me to start my business. I'm starting it now. Wow. Right? Boop. Haven't heard from him since. Wait, that was it? That was it. And then like, hey, my name is Utah Jazz Detailing, but nothing. It was just like that, basically. Wow. And then the one that actually, I think when it really hit me, that I kind of pushed people for inspiration was a client that I had. So this guy, he comes from Texas, from El Paso. He drives it down here. He's calling me on the road to here to visit his grandma. And he's like, bro, I need my truck clean in 30 minutes. Can you do it? He's like, I'm driving back from El Paso. I have all these bugs. It's gross. I want it clean for when I go back. See, people hate the bugs. Right? It's the bug. Yeah. So I'm like, not busy yet. I think I had an off day that day. I'm laying in bed. So now it's the conflict of, do I get out of bed and get this money? That's kind of what went through my head. I was like, yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes if you can send me the address right now. And he was like, all right, cool. Whatever. I go do his car. He's like, man, I wish you were in Texas, right? That's kind of how it started. I was like, well, whenever you're here, let me know because I'm not going to Texas. And this guy, he's like, wife, kids, family, he's an older man. Yeah. So the coolest thing for me was he gets back to Texas and we follow each other now. A month later, he texts me. He's like, hey, what do you use for the cars? I'm just trying to clean my own car. I was like, this is what I use. I sent him a whole list, probably like a 15, 20 item count list. Yeah. I was like, this is what I use. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, there's things you could try. I was like, these companies are good. And then he texts me like 2 weeks later. He's like, man, I just had to text you and tell you, like, you really inspired me to start my own business. He's like, I never tried it, but something about you and seeing you, like, just kind of went on. And he was just like seeing how you work and seeing how you manage your clients, how you take care of people.
Yeah.
He was like, you inspired me to start my own business. And that's when it hit me that I was doing something bigger than detailing. Because for a man who's comfortable, he has a beautiful truck, to steer off his path to take a risk and start a business was like, wow, you know, and especially with it being from the impact that I kind of pushed him to it without even being pushy, you know. I think the one thing I told him was the best thing you could do in life is start a business, right? Like, that's one of the best things you could do in America. You start a business. If you start a business, you're free, you know. That's kind of how it goes. And well, you can get freedom through other things, but like it's you're more free when you kind of are in control of yourself, you know. So you're free to fall, you're free to win, you know. And if you fall, that was your freedom that led you there.
Yep.
And basically, like, that's when it hit me that I was doing something bigger than the detailing. I was like, wow, this is a man with a family who decided, like, I'm gonna take a risk and start a business because this 18-year-old kid pulled up and knocked out my car, made it look real good, and he just had a cool band, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was, and that's just, and it's cool. Like, yeah, you're like, he's like, you get a lot of inspiration and influence when you do this, and it's like I get young people, I get mid-age people, I get kind of older people, and it's weird, you know. It's weird. It's a cool weird, you know. Like, anybody can get inspired by anybody.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Man, it kind of goes back to the conversation we were having about how you having a passion and a purpose, and how your purpose in life will always fuel your passion. And you said something that was so profound, and I don't even know if you realized it, but you was like, man, I got to a point where I realized this ain't just watching cars. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's how you carry yourself. It's how you go about, like, doing the things that you're passionate about that inspire other people. It might not have nothing to do. Man, them the cleanest my room's been in 20 years. Man, I mean, sometimes it's deeper than that, man. Sometimes just, man, you appreciate people. At least for me, man, I love people that love their job, or not even their job. It's things that you enjoy doing. I love when people nerd out about stuff. And man, sometimes, like, you might not even realize it, but like, that energy is contagious, and people just, like, my wife was telling me one day, she's like, man, like, people just like to be around you. We have this whole conversation. I said, man, you know, the older I get, the less I want to be around people. And she's like, you know, unfortunately, because of the type of person you are, like, people like being around you. They like to come sit on the couch, hang out, talk, do the things like your aura and just how you are about things make people sit down and talk to you just because they can be doing a million other things. So, man, it's so true, and this is such a great lesson. Other than people just hearing my voice talk about it, man, like, man, when you're walking in your divine purpose and, like, what God truly put you on this earth for. Now, I know some people may not agree, some people may disagree. I don't know. I got way more examples than just Mario. This one just happens to be next to me. But when you see people walking in their purpose, man, like, it can inspire generations, man. As crazy as that sounds, man, but like, you just don't know, like, how much you're depriving, like, the people around you, your community, and, like, the world by running away from the things that you're passionate about, the things that God puts you on this earth for. And I'm taking this class right now, and one of the questions is one of the discussion posts this guy was talking about. He said, "Well, I'm curious how people." Like, why do people feel like, how do people know they're called to something? Like, how do they know, like, that's their purpose? And so I start answering the question. I was like, man, like, sometimes, like, when it comes to, like, being in situations, like, for me, just as a medic, I just found myself everywhere I went. There would be a situation where there was a medical emergency, and I literally was the only person around. Like, I can see medics just walk out the door. Paramedics just leave. Firefighters just leave. I'm in line, just minding my own business. Boom, guy in front of me has a whole heart attack. There's nobody around. They're running outside trying to get the people's attention. Gone. And like, when things, not mind you, not always the verge of death, but when things happen and it just, when you talk about learning and like they come to you so naturally, and like you're overly excited about learning new ways to do it, like how to perfect what you do, how to go from washing the car in an hour versus 8 hours. When you start learning those things and you start really honing in, man, to me that's how you know, like, man, this is it. Like this is meant to be the catalyst for the rest of your life, or it's meant to be a foundation for you to do something even bigger than this.
Right.
And I know we even talked about, you were talking about like your goals and how you want it. Do you want to tell them what your goals are?
Yeah. The thing is, so a lot of people hide their goals.
Yeah.
And it's good to hide your goals sometimes.
To what point? Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
But I feel like for me, putting it out there, it gives me a sense of, now if I fail, everybody knows I failed. Right?
Yeah.
So it kind of gives me like this punch, like, hey, do it. Like, make them know, you know? And it's not like this kind of like ego thing where like I want everybody to know how I'm doing, what I'm doing kind of thing. But I'm like, I tell these people, I tell my friends, and I tell them like, hey, this is my goal. This is what I want to buy. If I don't get it by then, I'm doing something wrong. You know? So, but I think it's just that sense of like people watch you fail, and nothing sucks more than you failing in front of people you want to make happy.
Man.
So yeah, you can tell them my goal. I don't have no shame in it.
So we were talking as Gio the GOAT was detailing and he was saying that one of the goals was he wanted to add another truck, and he wanted to open the store, open the hire facility. Was that the other one? I can't remember. I know it was to get another truck.
Yeah.
And I honed on that for a reason, because I was like, man, it doesn't seem far fetched because now you've already planted the seed to do that by adding Gio. And I was like, man, like this is like the cat. And I remember like after we finished, after Gio finished the car, like we were walking around the truck, you were just kind of making sure I was happy with everything. And I was like, man, like you said something along the lines of, man, I think Gio's almost ready to get his own truck. And I'm like, man, like you're literally like just planting those seeds, and like now you're starting to speak it in your everyday conversations. Like, man, like now you got somebody who you can trust first and foremost. That's the most important part. But now they can not only do it, they can do a good job, and you don't even touch the car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, man, like there are little things like that, and I'm like, man, like this is what made me tell you, like, man, I do a podcast. I would love to have you on one day, because I truly feel like God is putting things in place for you that obviously you see, but now like just an uninterested third party, like I even see just talking to you, like things happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I think one of the things I respected the most about you was, when you were talking about Gio. I don't know if Gio's gonna ever listen to this or if you told him this, but I'm gonna say it. But you was like, man, like bringing a partner on, well, that man got a family. He got like, I have to make sure I do my part so he can take care of his family. Bro, that's what true leadership is right there. And it's sometimes like looking beyond what the bigger picture may be to somebody who doesn't understand what their purpose in life is. But you're like, man, I not only want to grow my business, I want to grow my business the right way, but I want to make sure I'm in a position where the people who I partner with, he didn't say this either. He didn't say like Gio work for me. He didn't say it at all. He said it's a partnership. Like we work alongside each other. But the fact that you took, even in this early stage, that you took such an interest in making sure, like, man, I gotta make sure I do this right, because this man is relying on this business to help him feed his family.
Yeah.
Bro, that's rare, Mario. This man is 18 years old, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, this dude is speaking like he's like 50. Like, he's crazy. So, man, I got so inspired talking to you outside, and I was like, man, it actually made me kind of rethink my life. I'm like, man, I wish I was thinking like that when I was 18 years old. Like, man. But I will say this though, like, how do you balance like your business? So you got a girlfriend, so like your family life, your relationship. Like, how do you balance those things? Because clearly you're on a mission.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you're very mission driven, like things, I don't say fall to the wayside, but they're just not as big of a priority as they used to be. So how do you manage that? Like, how do you handle that?
So I'll start off with family. We're all pretty busy. So, my sister, she's in college. My parents, they own a mortgage business and they also do life insurance. So they have their own business, which I could have piggybacked off, but I told them no.
Yeah.
My sister, she's in school for like nursing, and then I have a little brother, so he's just a kid. So, so the thing is, like, at least with family life, we're all pretty busy. So
Yeah.
I hardly saw them anyways.
Yeah.
I'm getting home late. They're getting home. They're getting ready for bed. That's kind of how it went. And then my little brother, I get home, that fool just wants to play the game. And then college, you know how college life is. You get home and you're still doing school.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really bother most of them. So family, like, we're all just kind of busy. We all know we're there. We're there.
Yeah.
We will talk every now and then, have dinner. You know what I mean? But pretty much we're all stacked out.
Yeah.
Girlfriend was hard.
Yeah.
Because basically, I am very close with my girlfriend. She's my only real friend that I like. If I were to say I have friends that I talk to every day, I'd be lying. I only talk to my girlfriend.
That's
right?
real. Yeah.
That's just kind of how it is. She's my best friend. She's my girlfriend. She's everything to me.
That's dope.
And basically, what happened was, I had to sit down and tell her. I was like, "Hey, I'm investing a lot of money in this mentorship now that I'm getting to the bigger end of it." I was like, I need you to understand that I'm going to be leaving your house early. We're not going to see each other as much. I'm going to be busy, but then I told her, I was like, but I promise one day I won't be this busy,
Yeah.
So it's just the idea, like, it's hard to balance it. And for me, I'd like to say I balance it, but I kind of don't,
Yeah.
So I get up most days around like 5, 6 now that I have Geo, and get ready for the day. Then we take off, and we've been finishing at like 5, 6.
Oh, man.
So we've been working long hours, right?
Yeah.
And we've just been working. So by the time I'm home, I'm tired. You just want to crash. So my girlfriend, like, even today, like, I was at her house for a little bit. She was like, "Dang, you already got to leave." I was like, "Yeah, I got things to do."
Yeah.
I had to go fix my dad's truck. Okay, you see this? You'll find out later. Don't worry. I didn't do the damage. That's all that matters. Sophia. All right. Anyways, yeah. So it's hard balancing life because you want to do so many things at once, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to go to church a lot. I want to build my business a lot. I want to be with my family a lot. I want to be with my girlfriend a lot. Unfortunately, all these things don't tie together at the same place all the time.
Yeah.
So, and probably never, So this is what my dad's favorite word is: choice.
Mm.
And me and my dad, every time we talk, one of my favorite things about my dad is he does not treat me most of the time as like this kid.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're gonna act and talk like a business owner, when we talk, we'll talk like business owners. And he's like, but when you need dad, I'm dad. It's that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
So that's like my favorite thing. And a lot of the times we have conversation, he brings up the word choice.
Mm.
And he tells me all the time, you have the choice to do this. You have the choice to do that. But if you choose this, you get this,
Yeah.
Right? You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
So his favorite, like, I would feel his favorite word is choice. So every day I have to think about what choice I am going to make, right? I could choose to stay late at my girlfriend's house, get home late, but I'll wake up late. I'll feel sloggy. I don't want to work, kind of sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get from that choice. Or I could choose.
The quality of work isn't as good as it normally is when you're home.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, or I could choose to cut it just a little bit. So, hey, I need to be home by 9 so I can shower and hit the bed by 10 and be up full 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I kind of had to push it. So I had to make that choice, going back to the conversation where I sat her down and was like, hey, this is how it's going to have to be. I'm sorry. And it sucked because before that, this is like pre-Geo. Yeah. So Geo's not on the team.
Pre-Geo's a goat day.
Right. So once I realized it was a problem was I'd be at her house till 12:30. Wait, but this is summertime. I'm starting at 4 in the morning. So I'm up at 4. Think about 3 hours of sleep almost every day, right? Bad. And I knew it was a problem when one day I almost fell asleep on the road. I'm driving to the detail shop, and this is like every day I'd always nod off, but I never nodded off so much like this one. I was like, nah, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, I'm gonna get myself killed. That's basically that. I wasn't gonna sugarcoat it. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
And then I made the choice to talk. Then more sleep, more energy, days get better, more work's actually getting done. Like it's kind of crazy how like you see. So like yeah, so the like balancing things is not easy, but at the end of the day, it's a choice.
Yeah.
So for me to balance things, I just think of the choice, what it's gonna get me, and if I'm willing to take that L, I'll take it. If it's not gonna hurt me at all, obviously I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
So like for me, like family life is good. Like it's kind of the same, you know, like we're always busy. I think it's kind of harder like on my little brother, just because of the fact that I can't make a lot of things because I'm so busy.
Yeah.
So like yesterday he lost in football. But the thing is, it just disqualified him from the playoffs. And I had only went to one game, right? But I had told him, I was like, hey, if you make the playoffs, I'll make sure I call off of work. So it kind of sucked, like for him, when he had to tell me, we didn't make the playoffs. Now you're not gonna be able to make it to another game, you know.
Dang.
So like, there's things like that, and it's also things like when I do get home, where do I go? You know, because it's like I can be home with my family, or I could be home, or I could be at my girl. Well, I stay home. That's like second home. You know, I'll be with them. So it's like now I choose. You know, and most of the time I'll end up going to my girlfriend's house, and then come back home because either way, when I'm home, they're sleeping, he's gaming, my sister's work, you know, like
everybody got in their routine.
Yeah, you know. So it's like you choose and you just the balance kind of comes to you, and it's not fun. It's really not. I think the balancing part is like the most like hard, sad thing, you know, because the busier you get, the harder it is to balance things, you know. So right now it's like there really isn't a balance. It's just my main priority is my business. Like it kind of sucks to say it, but because it's right now I'm in such a spot where if I lose, I'm not the only one going down. Like kind of how I was like that, and that's what I was telling you. I was like, I really liked having Gio on my back because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I barely was comfortable feeding myself, and mind you, I was fruitful. I wasn't struggling, you know.
Yeah.
But it was like I felt like I wanted more, and now I got a man with a wife, 2 kids or 3 kids. If I fall, how much harder are they gonna fall?
Yeah.
You know? So it's like that now it's like my main thing is work because I can't afford to fall. Before I could fall, I could have a week of no work because it was just me.
Yeah.
You know? But now it's like, what is he gonna do? Right? And now that I'm getting older, you obviously, like I told you, I have goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the vans, the shop, but now it's like, no, I thought about this the other day. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna buy a shop before I buy a house, or before I buy an apartment, or buy, you know, like before I'm out the house.
Yeah.
That I honestly, it kills me being in my house. I feel so greedy. It's crazy. Like it's because they're not gonna kick me out. I'm 18.
Yeah.
But I'm very fruitful, and thank God for it. You know, like and this isn't like I hate when I say this. It sounds kind of cocky, but I don't mean it like that. It's just like I'm very fruitful, so I feel greedy in my own home because I'm like, dang, I'm still at home. You know, like I'm doing this at home. You know, so it just kind of hits me with this greed. So I'm like, it makes me want to get out faster, so this greed leaves.
Man,
it's crazy.
Let me tell you, there's an episode. Oh man, people listening to this gonna know exactly what I'm about to say. There was an episode we did a while back, and I will tell you, like in black homes, that may be a little different now, but I don't think it's too far different. But man, in black homes, man, like we were kind of raised like, hey, when you get 18, you're getting out. Like you gonna get a job, you gonna go to school, you join the military, and the idea of sticking around after 18, I mean, when I tell you this episode caused a whole bunch of people to be in their feelings about stuff, because we realized, man, like it's such a, God, I'm trying to remember I'm trying to think of the name. It almost feels like essentially your parents are like cutting you off at 18. Like we've done everything we can for you, you gotta go. But then when you meet people of other ethnic backgrounds and you in the house with your parents, you got a whole business going. Now, mind you, you're doing something that's productive. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not just like on the couch, like just chilling and stuff. Like, man, it really even made me like start thinking. Because I used to, because that was ingrained in my head. Like, hey, when I was 18, I was going to school, I was working, and then once I got to a point, I bounced and I never came back.
Right.
But it caused this whole emotional strain on like me and my family because my mom always told me it's okay to love from afar, and I took that as, well, I ain't gotta come back home because I can FaceTime you like we good. But man, I used to, when my son left for college to go play basketball, I was just like, you gotta, nah, like once you go, like, nah. But man, like, I wish more parents, like, the world is so different now. Like, the world is very different from when I was growing up. And like, man, I really do wish more parents were like that. Well, I don't know if your parents give you grief about being in the house,
No.
but like the fact that they're okay with you, like, nah, like you're productive, you're doing something with yourself. Nah, bro, grow your business, stack your bread, because when you eventually do leave, like, man, it's you own a business, so that's just like being a home. Like, man, you see the Rickers of the world, the things that they throw at you, and how life's essentially what I like to say. So, man, the longer you can stay in your house and figure out what life looks like for you in the future, man, that's a blessing, dog.
Yeah.
Like, like props to your parents, man, because a lot of parents don't think like that, and it's caused such generational breakdowns in the black community because we don't do that. We don't even entertain that. Like, all right, well, you can start a business once you get out of my house and go get you an apartment. So, man, it's a blessing to hear that your family's like, man,
nah, they're awesome.
live your dream. Yeah.
Nah, they're awesome. Yeah, they've never even actually brought up the idea of me getting out.
Yeah.
They've never brought it up, and I'd like to say for the Hispanic community, it is the opposite. They don't want at least the moms don't want you out of the house. They want their babies locked up forever.
Now, this is males and females?
Yes. They don't.
Really?
Like, I feel like most Hispanic households are like, no, these are my babies. They're here forever. Don't go. And I remember, and every time I bring up the conversation to my mom, she's like, you know how expensive it is to get out there. I was like, mom. I was like, let's be realistic, mom.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. I'm not gonna die. You know, like, I'm like, yes, it's expensive. I think I can handle it a little bit, And I'm just like, mom, chill. But that's her excuse. She's like, you're gonna hate not having all these. I was like, bro, what? Chill. I was like, no, I'm not. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry. And then my dad's more like just like chill. He's like, well, yeah, this is gonna be this much. This is gonna be that much, and that's how it's gonna be. And I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, no, they don't stress it or nothing. They're amazing. They're like, you're here, pay your bill. That's it.
That's dope.
And they're like so, and they're actually, that's what they tell me. They're like, you could go, right? But now you got more overhead, or overhead, so you got to pay more, this and that. You're not making as much monthly. Or you could stay here. The only thing they told me was that you can't have 6 vans at this house. I was like, that's kind of how I was. I was like, well, I'm not gonna. Well, then I was like, well, come on, rent storage. I might as well just pay rent to a house,
Yeah.
So like, I was just like, yeah. So they're like, yeah, you're not gonna fill up our driveway with a bunch of deep scrub vans. I was like yeah,
dope though. I ain't gonna
yeah, but like, but they were just like, nah, you're good. They're like, you're good. You could, like, they don't care. They're not ever gonna probably kid me out unless I do something stupid. That kind of the rules. They're like, just be respectful, and that's also just something that, like, I kind of had to push for, because obviously as parents you're more on lockdown for most of their life, and but I kind of had to break that to get to where I am today. It was kind of like, yes, I'm a kid, but like, and it happens a lot. Like, we bump heads on this, where I tell them, like, yes, I'm a kid, yes, I'm living with you guys, but you guys have to understand, I'm working every single day. I'm building a business every single day. The last thing I'm gonna do is the one day I have off, I have a curfew, and it sounds wrong, but it's like, I'm living an adult life. It's not like I'm disrespecting the house or anything. Like, I don't have anybody over without permission, that kind of stuff. But it's like, mom, every day, like, I'm working every day. I'm 18, but the one day I take off, there's no way I'm
Yeah.
going to be home at 11 o'clock, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not like rude. And honestly, I don't do nothing anyway. So, so this is what I tell my parents. This is what I tell them. Every time I go anywhere, I'm like, if I'm not home, if I'm not working, or if I'm not at my girlfriend's house and you guys aren't hearing from me, I'm probably dead.
Yeah. We should call the cops.
Yeah, that's it.
Call the cops.
I'm like, I'm probably dead because that's the only two places I go to. And so I'm like, most of the time when I'm running home late, because they still want to be home mindful, I'm home for like at 1 o'clock. You know, that's mindful.
Okay.
Right, which is not bad. And I don't complain about that because I should be home by that time anyways, you know? Yeah. Most of the time when they get kind of panicky on me, I'm at my girlfriend's house. That's how I am. I'm knocked out, you know, and then they'll blow up my phone and be like, what time is it? They're like, get home. We're trying to sleep too.
Yeah.
So then I'll drive home, you know? But that's the only thing I really had to push on. I'm like, hey, I understand I'm a kid, right? Numbers. That's what I tell them. I'm like, numbers, I'm a kid. Look at what I'm doing. Not so much. You know, like, come on. You know, like, that's kind of what I tell them. So I had to push for that. And I tell a lot of my detailer friends and parents, this is probably like, you're probably thinking like you're a horrible influence for telling your friends that. I tell them all the time. Like, there's a kid whose mom has him in college, right? She's like, you're taking college. You can't just quit for the business.
Oh.
And I told him, well, one, it's your life.
Yeah.
First, and which is not wrong to say, but I was like, the way I kind of put it at him was, if you're gonna live under what your mom says your whole life, you might as well just stop detailing. I told him that, and I just tell a lot of people that I'm like, your life is your life. If you're not controlling your life, what's the point of living it? You know. So I told him, and it's very controversial because it's like I'm basically telling him go against your parents. But what I'm really trying to tell him is live your life, right? And even for me, I had to do that. And there's things that I went against my parents way for, like we would fight over it, yell over it, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Like, and it's just like, I want my life, you know? I don't want to be kind of like puppy. You know, so I tell all these kids, and it's a bad influence. I feel like it's a bad influence. I just tell them like, hey, like, and it's kind of like the way I say it, it's like, nah, don't listen to your mom. Just go do it. Like I told him, and he was gonna pay for my same mentor, same guy, way more expensive now. So his mom was kind of like, my man, no, I don't think so, you know. And I just told him, I was like, if you don't pay for that mentorship, you're not gonna grow. Yeah, I told him that because he wasn't gonna pay for anybody else. I was like, either your business gets stuck, or you can find help. I was like, but the thing is, he's not going to build it for you. You still got to do it. Yeah. You know, that's kind of how mentorship works. Yeah. So like fighting parents is like one thing I kind of tell kids to do with respect. I never tell them like I'm always like, be respectful. Don't cuss. You don't ever cuss your parents. You don't ever do this. You don't ever flip out on their house. Like, but I would tell them, I'm like, there's literally days when I would just leave, even when they told me don't leave. Or like there was like a time in my life where they didn't even know where I was going. Like, I literally would just be like, hey, I'm going for a walk. Like, I just stopped asking, you know, and it's super bad because as parents, you're like, just be mindful and ask. You know, most of the time they'll say yes, you know? But I kind of got to the point where, like, there was so much asking, and every time it was yes, it just kind of turns into the I'm going, you know what I mean? But I kind of just, like, skip the lenient kind of thing where it's, like, kind of asking, kind of just telling, you know? I kind of just, like, yeah, that's kind of what I was like, hey, I'm going for a walk. Hey, I'm going to the store. Because I was always doing good things. I never was a bad kid, you know? And I tell these kids, I was like, just start being a little pushy if you're going to be a business owner. That's what I tell them. Because if you're a business owner, right, but you're so used to being controlled, when your business gets out of hand and you need mommy's permission, it's not going to be good, you know? So, like, that's kind of what I was like. I was like, because, and that it kind of got, I started realizing, like, I can't be, like, they're not asking me where my details are. Right. Why? I don't need to tell them everywhere I'm going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I could, like, there was one day I drove all the way to Gilbert for a detail. You know, like, that's an hour and some change. Yeah. They had no idea. I'm driving at the road. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm on the road, like, tired, so tired. Going to Gilbert. They have no idea, right? But they want to know where I'm going to be. Like, for 18 hours or 12 hours of the day, you have no idea where I am. Yeah. But those 4 hours, you want to know every single. Yeah. I'm like, nah. I'll tell you if you ask. You also have my location though, so I don't know why you're asking.
Yeah, I said we got our kids.
Yeah, we have like 360 too, but it's like, do you? Okay, I'm gonna ask this question.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of parents are gonna relate.
Go for it.
Do you check the location and then say, "Hey, where you at?" Even though you have the location.
So I don't. My wife. I don't. You normally you get the notification like if you like speeding or something. That's hey,
slow down. Yeah.
That's the most you'll ever hear. My wife, I feel like she probably do it to me now. Think about it. She like, where you at? Man, you know where I'm at. Like,
exactly.
You know
and that's why I tell my mom, I'm like, she texts us all that stuff. Where y'all be? And she's in the family group chat. And mind you, the Life 360 has everybody's location.
Yeah.
And then we'll just be like, Mom, open Life 360. Yeah. Just check it. And every time that she checks the location, my sister's at work. I'm at my girlfriend's. It's the same I'm telling you, we're in the same spots all the time.
Man.
But yeah, like breaking boundaries was something like, it honestly sucks. Like as a kid, it's hard going against your parents. And like I feel like I'm kind of like I don't want to say I'm exaggerating it, but I'm kind of like not really, because it's like to me it felt like I was just like. No,
Yeah.
But to them it was probably just like, oh, he just gave up. You know what I mean? Like, but like it felt horrible doing that. But then at the same time, like I was like, okay, it's working. Like I got more freedom. You know what I mean? So like that's just like I feel like, oh my god, yeah, breaking boundaries is crazy with parents. That's the only bad influence thing I've ever done with kids. Like, it's like a bad good influence, because like if they use it the right way, they'll get to the right places. But if they do it the wrong way, that's not my fault. Man. I sidetracked. I forgot where we were and started with that one. Yeah. Anyways, I got there. So.
But man, all right. So we've been on almost an hour and 30 minutes. I do gotta go cook dinner. My wife killed me, but I do want to bring this home though, man. But this is probably my favorite part of every time I have a conversation with somebody. Mm-hmm. If you can give advice to anybody, same age as you, or you know what, just period.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about starting a business, what advice would you give?
That's a good one. Okay. I think I think that my biggest piece of advice for anybody trying to do anything, business, school, work, whatever, is either go all in or get out. And the reason why is I remember I was talking to you about the book The Alchemist, right? Yeah. So you started reading it. I don't know, have you finished it?
No, I started taking classes, man.
Anyway, so basically, my
freedom go.
Right. So like there's your destiny, like you were saying, what you're meant to do, what you're this, right? And you know what it is.
Yeah.
But in the book, basically it's like a lot of people fail to get there because they go back to old habits, right? Yeah. So that's a part of what I tell these people. I'm like, you either go all in or you get out. You can't say, yeah, I'm gonna run this business, but I gotta clock into my 9 to 5 first. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because now you're losing so much hours of the day, and then you gotta get there. So like for me, it was that same thing. Either I'm all in or I'm all out. And I was all in because a week before graduation, I was failing all my classes. So that shows that I was pretty much all in, right? And my mom,
literally,
right? Yeah. And then I didn't fail. I passed with all this. I'll throw that out there. So, but yeah, so like all these kids, I'm like, just go for it. What do you have to? And I'll start with kids. Kids, you have nothing to lose if you're living with your parents and bills are taken care of, food is on the table, and you are stress-free. If you're 16, 17, you have nothing to lose.
Right.
The biggest thing you're going to lose is a little bit of pride because you failed at building something, That, and like the risk gets greater the longer you wait, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't, but the thing is, if you don't go all in, you're going to lose every time. It's so hard to build something up to 100% if it doesn't have almost 100% of you.
Yeah.
Right? Because you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I experienced it. I was so I started my mentorship. I've known this guy's been with me since I started my business, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I finally qualified for the one-on-one part of the mentorship, which you pay so much money for.
Yeah.
And the first month and a half, I did nothing with it, basically. Think about that. I'm paying for it.
Like with the mentorship?
With the mentorship, I did nothing with it, basically. He would tell me one thing, and when you're out the other, I wasn't in with my business for some reason. I was just clocked out.
Yeah.
And I started realizing, even with the mentorship, my numbers were going down, which is the last thing you want when you're paying a lot for mentorship, right?
Yeah.
So then I just sat down one day. I think it was the week of my birthday. I realized, or when I was turning 18. So this is in August. So I just turned 18, and I'm like, man, I need to change something, right? Because I was apparently I wasn't all in with my business. There's something distracting me, right? So then I just figured it out, and I just set like these little goals and whatever, right? And then I went all in. That 1 month I went all in, I doubled what I made the previous month.
Wow.
Crazy. And the thing is, you get in what you get out. And a very controversial thing, especially with my faith, Christian faith, is the universe working towards what you want, right? And it's a very controversial thing, right? Because everybody in the Christian faith, most of the time, we're always like, no, God is just giving you it, right? God is blessing you with it, right? And there's like manifesting isn't real. And I don't believe in manifestation. I don't think so. But I believe if you put it in your head so much that you're going to get something, the universe will bend a little bit to help you get there, right?
Yeah.
So I went all in, and I didn't have like a really big goal in mind. I just knew I just didn't want to keep dropping.
Yeah.
And all my commitment, all my time, all that stuff that really went in paid me out. And I think it was just like, as much as it's like, oh, well, you could have just been doing the right things. I think it was just the effort point where you're really in it is when things start feeding out. Because if you're not really in it, when things feed out, you might miss it because you're not there.
Yeah.
So like that's like I told this kid, he works a 9 to 5 detailing, and he makes decent money detailing, right? I was like, how many calls do you get during your job? He's like, I'll get like 3 calls. I'm like, how many of those clients do you land? He's like, sometimes I don't land any. I was like, because you don't pick up the phone. You can't. You know what I mean? I was like, how? Like, you're not all in. I was like, quit your job. I literally told him, I was like, quit your job, pick up the phone. I was like, and then you have so much more time to do other things.
Yeah.
And then and then adults go all in. And then I think for adults, I love when adults go all in more because there's so much more risk, right? So think about it, like if you're mid 30s, you might more than likely have a kid in this time. You're probably with a kid. You probably have a wife, spouse, whatever, right? So your risk is so much greater. But I think the good thing about that is you're so much more uncomfortable. Your energy and your efforts, once you go all in, are going to punch through the sky. Because not only are you trying to grow it, you're like, I need to grow it.
Yeah.
And this is why I kind of bounced back on the geo. It no longer gave me a half because I could have hired a high schooler, right? But right, and that's easy. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But now that I have geo, I have to have work. There's no leniency. I have to have a booked schedule to make sure that he's taken care of. And like for me, like it's like me too, but he has a lot more on the line, So if you're an adult and you're starting a business or you're doing something, but you're keeping your other job, yes, it's good because you have that safety net. But if you go all in and your business takes off, imagine how much better that would be.
Yeah.
And that safety net you would be like, dang, that safety net wasn't really a safety net, but it was a trap. And like for me, that like a lot of people rely on their safety net. They're like, well, my job is my safety net. No
comfort.
Yeah. But really, your job is just what's killing you and what's holding you back. It's your comfort kills, and that's why being uncomfortable is such a crazy thing. That's why I'll throw it out here right now. When you brought up the how I was looking at the looking for growth, right? My goals. I kind of like smirked. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
I smirked because I was here, maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I was telling you, like, the goal is the van, right? I'm looking at vans. I already went and saw one, right? So the thing is, that uncomfort with Geo, I've never watched my months grow how they have. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Like I literally was like where I'm at. I think right now I've already passed last month. So I'm like
Wow.
I'm like talking. I text my mentor. I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is crazy. I'm telling him all the things. I'm like, bro, I didn't think I would get the second van this fast.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's like I'm all in. Right. And right now, well, as soon as I get that second van, I'm hiring more people. It's crazy because I just hired Gio, but it's like, right. This is where most people, business owners, get stuck. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 rigs or whatever. You're comfortable. The money's flowing. You're happy. Right. But here's where, okay, it's a good and bad thing. I'll start with the good, or it's kind of both bad, but kind of good. So like you get comfortable, right? And then you no longer are going all in because you're just flying, right? But then I don't think most business owners' goals are to be running the vans for the rest of their life, right?
Yeah.
But since they're so comfortable, they're like, nah, this is fine. I'll deal with it, right? But you have to get to where your end goal is, right? But the problem is a lot with business owners is we keep moving the end goal.
Yeah.
So 2 vans, 3 vans, 4 vans, 5 vans, and then you're so used to being uncomfortable that your comfort is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird twist because now you always want more, right? But that's a part of being all in. When you're all in, you're all in.
Yeah.
So like for me, like I'm watching it grow and I'm watching it go and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this so much, but I keep moving the goalpost. That's what I read it in a book.
Yeah.
It's I think it was Psychology of Money or something like that. One like it was a money book, but it was like the biggest trap you can get into is moving the goalpost because you'll never feel happy.
Yeah.
You get your goal. It doesn't matter. You have another goal set.
Yeah.
So now you're chasing that goal. So for me right now, my goal is 3 vans in a shop.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And the crazy thing is, I told Gio, I was like, I think I want this in a year, which is nuts, right? Because mind you, I got to think about housing and everything. Whatever. I'll figure it out. My mom does.
Your mom said she don't want 6 vans. And she want 6.
Yeah.
She ain't say nothing about 3.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. I tell her I'll park them in the back on the turf. But yeah, like going all in is such a good thing, but you can get trapped in it, and that's an issue. So my biggest advice would be go all in or get out. But the thing is, go all in with that clear mind. You can't just because it's like you're getting out of the rat race to get caught in another race. Because then everybody's racing to the top, but the top doesn't stop. Because the sky, everybody says the sky's the limit, but the sky don't stop. You get past the earth, now you're in the universe. And I would be. I'd give like a crazy standing ovation if a man got through the universe and found the top. You know what I mean? The only one that probably can do it is God. Yeah. And not even probably. He made it. Exactly. But like, go all in or get out. That's it. Because you'll lose every single time you're not all in. Every single time.
Man, Mario, when I tell you, it's been a blessing meeting you, bro. Like I said, this ain't even about the auto detailing no more.
Yeah.
Like it's truly been a blessing meeting you, man. Having our conversation and having this conversation, man. And as long as I'm in Arizona, which don't tell my wife, I've probably been there for 4 or 5 years. But man, as long as I'm here, man, you always my detailing guy. Now don't tell my neighbor up here because he might get a little upset at you.
I might just have to go knock and give him some advice. Maybe he'll listen to me. I mean, or maybe he'll just tell me, okay, and go inside.
Which I'll be pissed down by. I just told you.
Told you exactly what you needed. But man, I would have been like if I was like you on the porch and you're like, this kid comes up, right? Or what, like the next day. Okay. And then every day he just walks by, goes inside. But that's a part of not going all in. Like look right there. Like that's such a good example now that I caught it.
Yeah.
He failed immediately.
Yeah.
He didn't even start yet. He needed $100 to start. You know how easy it is to get $100 today?
Yeah.
I could probably go outside and sell somebody a rock and make $100.
Yeah.
But he failed, so he gave up,
And then
and he went back to his comfort.
I did him one better. I gave him custom. I said, listen, my neighbor Scott has 4 cars.
Yeah.
3 of them college kids. We got work trucks down the street that are never clean. Like, man, like, I'm sure like those guys, they don't have time to wash their car. Man, you went over there and just
Right.
keep it good.
Right.
So no, unfortunately right now, like because I have somebody that does this service for me that I'm good on, I'm saying no, not right now, but maybe these people do.
Yeah.
But bro just rolled his back in the house.
Okay, wait, right back to his comfort
Right.
though.
Didn't even stop at the house on the way home. Just straight back in. And I was like, I already told him, I was like, what? Do they think we're rich or something? I'm in the military, but we ain't getting paid right now. I'm like, man, like the fact that, so it is smart because his dad did buy my truck from me. Like my old truck, he bought it. So I get it. I'm a familiar face.
Right.
That's okay. So if I say no, cool. But now the familiar face is giving you somebody who, oh no, go talk to this guy. I know he'll do, or go talk to those 2 guys.
Yeah.
They got work trucks. This guy up here has just swing by. And you're a kid, bro. Like if I never met you, Mario, he probably would have watched my truck. Like just because I love young entrepreneurship. Because man, you could have been in the house playing the game.
Exactly.
But you was like, man, you know what? Let me get up and make some coin, man. Now I don't know if I would have paid $100 for the wash my car, but that's a little different. We might have to negotiate the price. So, all right, maybe you get to another tier, we can do that. But man, like I ain't trying to block your blessing. I'm trying to help you out. And you just like, you know,
yeah. It was like it didn't come easy. But I'm in the same boat with you. I'll help any young entrepreneur that comes my way, right? Like there was one time I was washing a car. There's this little kid. Mind you, he's little, like probably 6th grade little, right? He's walking around the neighborhood in a polo and gym shorts. So like his attire's halfway there. So he's in gym shorts and a polo. I was like, all right, whatever. But he's door knocking. This is a 6th grader with the guts to door knock to sales pitch and to try and land trash can clean for $20, right? Which is off the start.
I would totally pay $20 to clean my trash.
Exactly, right?
Totally. Yeah.
It's there. But the thing is, like, there's the kid right there that got the okay, went inside. And then there's this kid who probably gets told no all the time, but he's still knocking doors, you know? So it's like, I'll help out the kid that doesn't give up more often than the kid that's just gonna take my money when it's easy and then bounce, you know? But that's just if I could, like, if that kid ever came back, I would tell him, like, hey, you're gonna lose so much more than me just saying no, but you're lucky that I gave you so much more options.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm gonna give you a number next time I see you.
Right. But it's like, you could have said no, bye.
Yeah.
But you said no. He got cars. They got cars. They'll give you a wash. Not $100 for a wash.
Yeah, we got to be a little realistic with what we offer and the level at which we do it.
Exactly.
That's important.
But you gave him tools, right? A lot of people won't do that. A lot of people, especially now, will be like, I'm not home. You know, like that's it. Like you don't even get an answer, or they'll just like sit on the Ring camera staring at you like you're dumb. And I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. We do that.
But that's good. That's how it is. Like, and I feel like that's
stare at you and watch you knock on that door.
Yeah, and then you'll probably like sit on the camera. You'll be like, how long do you think he's gonna take to leave? $5. He leaves in 5 minutes.
Hey, everybody in the house, be quiet. Don't say nothing. I'm a terrible person.
I've done that before.
I'm cool.
No, you know what I've done that with?
They shut the dog up.
With the Jehovah Witness. Okay, this is the biggest. No, this is I'll throw this story out here before we go.
Yeah.
Funniest thing ever. I've never dealt with Jehovah Witnesses.
Oh, that's an adventure.
Right.
Shout out Jehovah's Witnesses. No.
Right. No. Y'all just be door knocking a lot. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm at my friend's house and I'm like probably in 4th grade.
Yeah.
Jehovah Witnesses are coming. I had no idea. So his mom runs in the house. He's like, get on the table. I'm like, I'm panicking. I'm thinking we're about to get slaughtered. Like, I'm like, oh my God, we're about to die. Like, they're telling me to get on the table and hide and not make any noise. Like, do you want to hear about our Lord and Savior? I'm like, and I'm like, these are
That's
just
the
nice.
greatest voice I've ever
I'm like, I'm like, okay. I'm under the table, but I'm like this kid. I'm like,
oh man,
y'all scared of people who believe in God, and like, but it's like they were so on. Like, I was terrified, right? Like, I thought like I was gonna die, but they're just like talking about God, and I'm like, what? Well, God, yeah, you know. But I'm like,
under the table.
yeah, like they literally, and he said it like in such a low voice, like they're not gonna look. I'm like, what? Like, if he ever heard this, he knows exactly who he is. Like, and I think it was the first time I ever went over to, bro. It was terrifying, but it was so funny too, cause like, and I think I was the one who actually, once I heard that, like, it was just like people trying to talk about God. I think I literally peeked at the window, and then they saw me, and they're like, and then they didn't go away.
Come here. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but I would do the same thing if I just watch the door ring. I just go about my day. They do that, but we can't do that in my house because we're on the couch because we have a big glass door. So like, they're ringing the doorbell. They're like, just like this, staring at us, waiting for us.
Mario, I would literally sit there and just keep watching TV.
Really?
Like, nobody look towards the door.
You'd be like, act like you ain't here.
Like, sit here and just don't. Just be stoic. Maybe they think we're statues.
We're mannequins.
All right, Mario, man. Like I said, it's been a joy interviewing you. Obviously, I think I got right. Well, we'll see if we get paid this week. I need to get you to make an appointment for next week anyway. But man, tell the people where they can find you because I'm going to put this in as many places as I humanly can. Tell people where they can find you.
So we could start with the easy one. You could search up Deep Scrub Auto Detailing on Google. I'll pop up. I'll probably be the first one, and it's the one in Arizona, obviously. So that's that. My Instagram handle, my TikTok handle are the same. I get messages through there, even though it's bricked. I do it through my business suite, so it just doesn't let me scroll, so I can answer you guys through there. It's deep.scrub, so like a period. And then that's basically all I got. That's like all I got. Like I don't my phone number. I got my phone number. I don't know if I want to put that out there on blast or like you get. Well, I mean it's out there anyways.
Yeah,
it's 623-217-1029. I mean that's my number. I mean if y'all call me, just say something. Say what's up. I don't care. I'll answer.
Now Mario got a girlfriend. First of all.
Yeah. Oh no,
got a girlfriend.
Right.
But yeah, hey, actually, I kind of like that, man. Even if you're not in Arizona, man, you hear the podcast and you get inspired. Shoot them a text, man. Just shoot them an inspiring word or a word of affirmation, man. I think that's kind of dope.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if you got a customer, shut that too. But that's kind of dope, man. Hey, send them. Hey, I heard you on this podcast. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Matter of fact, hey, if you in Arizona and you listen to this, you make your appointment. Just tell Mario you heard him on the podcast. You get a 0% discount. So
yeah, make sure.
Because I'm telling you, he does good work. I'm telling you, he does. Like I'm not making this up. I will post pictures if you want me to, but I'm telling you, the man's work is worth every dime that you pay for it, and you only get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So remember that. Any parting words?
No, the one thing. I guess I'll leave everybody with one thing. Chase your dreams. Like, seriously. And it's such a simple word.
Yeah.
And I'll switch it up. And if anybody is on this point of it, read The Alchemist. And it's called Your Personal Legend. Yeah. What you were made for, right? Do exactly that. And most of the time, you won't even know what it is, but you'll get there somehow. I remember I was telling Mario, I was like, hey, I started reading The Alchemist for the second time, and I've been seeing butterflies everywhere. Let me tell you, it's only gotten worse. I've seen so many butterflies. Like, I'll be driving on the road, and a butterfly will fly over my window. It's so weird, right? But it's like, you chase what you're meant for, everything starts popping up, So for everybody out there, I would say just chase everything that you want, right? But don't lose yourself in the chase. Like,
that's a bar.
Yeah, like
that's a bar.
Because so I'm about to keep it. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so
we'll do part two. You got a lot to talk about.
I feel like I just talked, but chase your dreams, chase your personal legend in the universe. I mean, and God, they'll feed it to you, But I would say when you get it, don't forget who gave you it, because it didn't come just by you. You know, like imagine if that one video never blew up on my feed, right?
Yeah.
And I give it to God, you know, because that completely altered my life, my business, everything. And or imagine this one event never happened in my life, and it felt like hell. It changed who I was, how I thought, how I talked, how I acted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Completely altered. But it all came apart with chasing my dream, which is freedom. That's it. It's such a simple dream, ain't it? Freedom. That's it.
Y'all, this man 18 years old. He is 18 years old and has the wisdom of like Mr. Behind the place. But man, as always, man, thank everybody for listening. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Oh, I was supposed to get my daughter to add the little like, comment, and subscribe.
Like her voice?
Yeah, she wants to do that. So make sure y'all follow us on Good Pods, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all those places, man. Make sure you go follow Mario. Deep Scrub. And like I said, if you have family in Arizona in the West Valley area, or I don't know, just hit them up. If you're in Arizona, you never know. But man, let's definitely wrap our arms around him and support his business, man. He's an awesome young man. I don't want to call him a kid. Like he's an awesome young man, and he is doing some amazing things for the community, but more importantly for himself, man. And I thank God for people like this, man. I get inspired just talking to him and seeing what he does. So, man, until next time, y'all be blessed. I love y'all. We out.